Ever wanted to know whether a movie would be good or bad before you paid money to see it? Well, in this quick review, I'll take an inside look at the movie trailer, directors, writers, and actors, and let you know whether this film will be a flop or a success before it comes to a theater near you. I'm the movie critic with the gift of foresight, and this is my pre-review for The Avengers. Odds are you've probably heard of this movie. Yes, the Marvel superheroes Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, and the Hulk have been destined to join forces ever since 2008. And now after each hero has gotten their own movie, they're finally ready to team up in The Avengers. Let me start by saying what's gonna work for this movie, and that's the characters, obviously. It already stars 4 characters we're familiar with. We've had 2 hours with each of them learning their backstories, personalities, and goals. A smart move on Marvel's part. What's better is that each of these in-depth characters is being placed in a new environment. For example, Captain America has to cope with a new time period, Thor has to deal with his brother, the Hulk may be more trouble than help to the group, and Iron Man has to learn how to play with others. So there are a lot of places the filmmakers can go with this. On top of that, almost all the great actors have returned and are sure to play their roles well, especially Robert Downey Jr., who had me laughing with his one line in the trailer, the part where Loki says, "I have an army," and Tony says, "We have a Hulk." Speaking of the Hulk, Edward Norton does not return as David Banner. Instead, it is Mark Ruffalo. But it doesn't really even matter who plays him because I'm sure everybody wants to see the Hulk, not David Banner. Okay, let's take a look at who's writing this thing. The first writer was Zach Penn, who wrote X-Men: The Last Stand and The Incredible Hulk. Both stories which I thought were, okay. But now Penn's script is being reworked by Joss Whedon. He's best known as the creator of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He also co-wrote some good movies, including Toy Story and Titan AE. Whedon also creates comic books and has won awards for his series on X-Men. So I would say the Avengers seems to have a well-qualified writer on their hands. So who's directing this bad boy? Well, look at that. It's our writer, Joss Whedon. Now, even though he seems to be a good writer, writing is very different from directing. And as a director, he isn't very experienced. He's only directed one film back in 2005 called Serenity. It received fairly good reviews, but still, this is an extremely big movie and his lack of directing experience may show. The good thing is he has had a lot of time, a lot of help, and a ton of moolah to get things straightened out. Now for my prediction! What will the critics say? Well, I think this movie's gonna score in the low 80%. That's like B- territory. Why? Because negative critics are gonna want a more complex plot and a more creative storyline. They want their minds to be blown with something original and fresh. I don't think The Avengers is gonna give that to them. Positive critics are going to be satisfied with the story, and they'll enjoy seeing their favorite heroes team up in action-packed sequences. I personally will be seeing it on release day. I've been waiting for this movie for the past 4 years. I'm not expecting a cinematic masterpiece. If I compare movies to food, some movies are like a specialty dish. They're unique, they make you ask questions, and sometimes it takes an acquired taste to enjoy them. And some movies, like The Avengers, are like pizza. It's not something new, but it's still tasty and almost everybody loves it. Well, this, my friends, is gonna be a really good pizza.